going to press record and put that on. Okay. Good morning. Croeso dosbarth yoga on this Friday bank holiday, the 75th anniversary of the day. Welcome so many people on board. There's probably about 30 of us because there's one group that joins from Penryn House. So hello everyone there. I don't know how many of you are there, but yeah, big class. We're working a lot more on arms and shoulders this morning. Mary and I have both done quite a lot on this in the week. Unfortunately, it was inspired by one of our very dedicated yogis having a fall last Sunday and ending up breaking bones in both her arms, wrists. So we thought a bit of arm and shoulder strength work would be a good idea. It does seem to be, as we get older, that we lose quite a lot of strength, body strength. So it's always good to get working on that. We're going to start seated. So if you like working with a block or a cushion, by all means do that. You could be in kneeling, you could place your block between the thigh and the calves just to take the pressure off the knees. Or you could come around and sit on your bottom. You might have the legs outstretched. You might have easy cross-legged. You might like to tuck in that little front of the ankle stretch in a bit of a half lotus. Work at the level that is right for you. So there's a nice little analogy of getting off at the stop that's right for you. So imagine you're on a train journey and you are not comparing yourself to what you see on Instagram. You're not comparing yourself to what you see in class on the mat next to you. You are listening to what's coming up for you on this Bank Holiday Friday, what your body wants to do. Good. So let's just come into some nice big breaths. So arms gently by the side of the body. We're going to breathe in, lengthen up. You can look up towards your fingertips. When you're ready to breathe out, turn the palms and float the palms back down. You could close your eyes. Still have that little bit of movement of the head looking up. And begin to get a sense of where your breath is landing this morning. So watching the flow of the breath to set up the arm movements. The breath is setting the pace. So as you do a few more of these simple coordinations, it may be that they begin to slow down. And it may be that you find a beautiful pause of stillness at the top of the in-breath. And you wait for the body to want to release the breath from the lungs. Feel the air on the fingertips as you slowly release the hands down. And again, there might be a gentle pause. So just keep working with this simple flow, settling into your breath. We've got Lindsay coming back on. Is your internet okay, Lindsay? Drop me a message if you need me to do anything at this end, Lindsay, okay? Good. So your simple flow in and out. And then we're just going to change it up gently. So we're going to still flow up, but as we flow down, we're just going to take a little look over to one side. And then we're going to breathe in again, float up, breathe out, float to the other side. So again, we're bringing a little bit of neck movement, a very gentle rotation in now, to work with what feels right for your neck, for your spine. Good. Beautifully coordinated with the breath. Settling onto your yoga mat for this Friday morning practice. Once more to each side. Lovely. And then next time when you're ready, when you're back to centre, we're going to take that into a forward fold. So just allowing the hands to come wherever they come to on the mat. And then releasing yourself forwards and down, lengthening the way. And again here, subtly working with the breath. So the in-breath lifts you slightly. The out-breath lets you sink and release. Good. And then your next in-breath, you're going to slide the hands back up towards you. Come back into that seated position. If you're sitting cross-legged, uncross the legs, have a little wriggle and jiggle out, and cross the other way. Or you might just want to simply change your seated position. So work out which way it was before. Good. It's going to work a little bit through the hands now. So just make a gentle fist, not squeezing in too hard. Bring the hands together. You're going to roll in and roll out. So keeping that little fist shape, gently rolling in and out. Good, and then changing direction, so rolling in and then coming back around. Good. Lovely, and then bringing the hands into the heart center, Namaskar Mudra. And we're just going to activate the line of energy up the hands. So bring the thumbs away from the chest. So the elbows are at shoulder height. And you're just going to press against yourself. So it's really up to you how much you energize into this. You can press really quite strongly. You can feel the energy running up the arms. Shoulders feel strong. So you can really press, so you feel like you're almost having this little battle against left and right, which side is going to be stronger. Good. And then take a breath in, and just roll the fingertips to point in towards you. And then when you breathe in again, come back up, breathe out, point them out and down. So just rolling a little bit through the wrists. Good. You can still be pressing in whilst you're doing this, activating through. Good. And then back to center. Spread the fingers now, so have the fingers nice and wide, press in. Begin to lift the heel of the hand, so you're pressing now into the base of the fingers. And then begin to lift away even more, so you're pressing into the fingertips. And then take a big breath in as you breathe out, lifting up and releasing down. Good. Roll it through the shoulders. And round the other way. And then shrugging the shoulders high. And having a little massage from side to side. So the trick here is to keep the shoulders as high as you can to feel more and more the massage in through those little folds you've created in the neck. Good. Come back to center. Shrug even higher as you next breathe in. And then release everything down. Good. Shrug again. Release. And once more. It's good. Okay. If you're cross-legged, help your thighs to release. Send the legs away down the mat. Have a little wriggle and jiggle out. We're going again for a forward fold. Breathing in, lengthen up the sides of the body. Breathe out, release forwards and down. Good. Breathe in, coming up. Breathing out, reaching as far forwards as you can. Length between, space between the vertebrae. In, coming up. We're going opposites now. So left hand to the outside of the right foot. You're looking gently back behind. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out. So you can press the back of your hand into the foot to lever that back arm a little further open. Forward fold now. And then once more to each side. So work it in your breath flow. It's quite strange because you've all got your videos off. I can only see sort of 3 or 4 thumbnails of you each time, but at least I can see people working, and I've just got a blank screen. Talking into the wilderness. Last big forward fold now. Reach it forwards. And then just hold for a couple of breaths. Shoulders relaxed, head relaxed. Feel as if you're surrendering inwards. You're giving yourself some time just to take a peek at what's going on inside, drawing your energy in. Good. Take a breath in, slide the hands all the way back. Lovely. And we're going to come round to work on forward folds now. So the first thing we're going to do is simply work through the shoulder blades. So this isn't your cat to cow movement. It's literally just letting the shoulder blades move away from each other as you round very gently and then drop towards each other. So you're just loosening up through the back of the shoulders. So it's quite a different movement to what we would normally do if we're doing a bit of cat to cow work. Good. Just feel how that is releasing through the shoulders. Good. And then work into your hips, so just rounding, rolling through the hips, little hip circles. Nice and slinky, flowing movements. And then round the other way. Noticing how that feels into the lower back space. Good. And then roll a few times through your lovely cat to cow. So as you breathe in, the head lifts, the tailbone lifts, you hollow into the lower back. As you breathe out, you're tucking everything under. So your tailbone, your mula bandha is engaged, your nose is looking down towards your navel. Big line of energy across the back of the shoulders. Work it beautifully with your breath. Feel it as a flow of movement up and down the spine. Good. And then coming back to rest in all fours and just letting the tailbone sink back. Spreading the hands forwards. You can imagine now that your hands are glued to your mat. So just going to wake up the back of the shoulders a little bit more. Your hands are glued to your mat. So as you pull forwards now, your arms are active. Your palms of your hands are leading you forward. So you take a breath in. As you move forwards, you really pull through the palms of them. It's as if they're stuck to the mat. come up to the upright. Gently have a little bit of a tilt forwards, looking up. Breathing in, you're coming back. Breathing out, sink down to the heels. So again, that feeling of, it's like you're Spider-Man. Your hands are stuck to the side of a skyscraper. So notice how it feels. Really active line of energy up the arms. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're pulling forwards. Good. And then releasing the hips, soft elbows, looking up. When you're ready to breathe in, you're coming back through neutral and breathing out, sinking back. We're going twice more, trying to feel this sensation. So pull through the palms, energize through to the back of the shoulders. It's a good little stabilizer for the back of the shoulders. Drop it softly forward, soft elbows, shoulders away from the ear. Lifting up. Last time. Energize, pull through it. It can feel quite strong as you come through that movement. Quite different to how you normally come out of this one. Good. Release up. And then just take a breath in pose of the child so you can release through the wrists. We're going to do another one now, which is an arm strengthener. It's a little bit subtle. The body wants to join in, but this is just about the arms. So I'll show you what not to do first of all. So you're looking to work your elbows in towards each other, and you're looking not to do this. So you're not looking to do this because your body's joining in. What you're looking to do is bring the elbows in towards each other. Let the arms dip. Yes, the body comes down a little bit because it has to follow, but then you're pressing back up with the arms. So it's on the upward movement that you feel that this can become quite, I was going to say intense, quite strong. So let the elbows come together. Begin to let the elbows move back. So it's like a little dip, but it's all about the arms. So the body is just following where the arms have gone to. Don't go down too far because it's really tough on the way back up. That's when you really feel it. You got that? You happy? So work the elbows towards each other. It's as if you've got a belt. If you do Iyengar, you'd have a belt around your forearms here. Let the elbows come in. Let them dip down. Keep the hands flat. Feel it working the arm line. Really slow it down. Whoosh. Good for the triceps. Maybe going again. So probably about 5 times if you can. You may need to just release out if the arms are feeling like that's enough for them. Good. Slowly down and slowly up. All about the arms. Good. Sit back, release, wriggle and jiggle. Shake it out, shake it out. Sounds like pop something. Good. So this is designed to be a bit of a wrist, arm, shoulder strengthener. So we're coming back into that old fours position. You've got 2 choices now. You could stay on the knees and work. We're going into little hip dips now, or you could work in your full plank. So if you're on your knees, you're simply taking yourself over to one side and then rolling over to the other side. You might be from your knees, or you might be working from your full plank line. So little hip dips, working into the obliques a little bit, but also getting that strength work. Shoulder to wrist, building up the upper body. Feel a little bit of heat rising perhaps. Perhaps the arms are saying, that's it, Mum, I've had enough. Good. Anytime you feel you've had enough, bring the knees down. Send the bottom back. And take a couple of breaths. Releasing out in your pose of the child. So come to be aware of any sensations that you're feeling in the shoulders and the arms. Let the shoulders drape over the knees. Perhaps just rotate a little bit through the wrists, wriggle the fingers. Everything nice and soft. Good. Sending the arms forward once more. Coming back up. Again, we've got the choice of staying on the knees or coming into the full plank. We're going to do little yoga press-ups. So you might be working just down a little bit into your half and coming up. You're releasing down as you breathe out. So just work with what feels right for you. It may be that you do 3 or 4 with your full plank, and then you ease off. Bring the knees down. Maybe do a couple more. Nice and slow. In the gyms, you see the guys working really fast, pumping it out, thinking that they're working hard. If they slowed it down to a quarter of that speed, they would not be able to do half as many reps as they do. And it would work their muscles more effectively. So, anytime you've had enough, which is probably before now, let yourself bring the bottom back. And once again, drape the arms over the knees. If you need to make a little tower with your fists, or grab your block or your cushion to rest your forehead, find the position that is comfortable for you. This is a pose of surrender. It is a pose of letting go. Good. And we're going to slide the hands forward once more. Come back into that all-fours position. Just got a couple more, guys, to work into the strength. So again, you could be working in your all-fours position, or you could come into your full plank, and then you're doing shoulder taps. So what happens when you do your shoulder taps in this position is that the hips rock. So you start to kind of move side to side. So take the feet slightly wider, bring the hands a little closer, and then tap in and keep the hips as still as you can. You're working through the core here. Did you say you'd urgently got to go and make a cup of tea? Postman suddenly at the door? Need to go to the loo? Good. Well done. Last couple. And then releasing down. So this time when you come back into pose of the child, you've got the choice of your normal arm position or taking it into your little shark spin. So that means that you bring the hands together at the nape of the neck. Just a slightly different arm position. So watching the breath here, watching the breath settle, observing the energy level of the body. Good. And then releasing from that shark fin, sending the arms forward and slowly bringing yourself back up to all fours. Okay. We've got our lovely side plank now, building up to it. So let's all go for first level. We're staying on our knees. We're bringing the forearm across so that it's parallel with the short side of the mat. You're going to roll over onto your side. You've got the line of energy from the shoulder to the elbow now. Knees are gently bent. You're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, just think about lifting the hips off the mat. See how that feels. If that feels okay, you could lift the arm. If that feels okay, you could lift the leg. Feel that into the outside of the glute. Good. You can look up at that top hand and then release down. And we'll take that on the other side. If you know you want to work in your full Vashisthasana, then you're working from your full plank. So you come into your straight line, you bring the feet together, you check your alignment of your wrist and your shoulder, you roll gently to your side. You may have a foot slightly in front if you want more stability. You can bring that foot across. You could take that leg up into the air. There we go. You see that very quickly. The energy is really being used through that supporting arm. Get a little bit of shakes. It's time to come down and release back through. So just try that again on each side in your own time. Maybe working on the forearm version. Maybe looking to work up to the straight arm from your full plank. And those different leg variations. So you could be having the foot just supporting in front. You could be having the leg bent and in front. You could have one leg on top and then opening up. Good. Notice the signs coming from your being. So the arm trembling, a little bit shaky, heat rising in the body, feeling that the breath is becoming a little bit laboured. Signs that it's time to release. You guessed it, the release, the counter pose, is once more coming back into lovely Balasana, pose of the child, letting everything go. So we've had quite a pull on our energy because we've had the last supermoon of the year, the last few nights. If you're feeling that perhaps emotions have been running high, perhaps there's something that you're processing, you could just open up a little plug hole now underneath your forehead and just pour away anything that isn't serving you, anything you don't need right now. Just let it go. Pour it down the plug hole. Good. So, slide the arms forward. Just come up to kneeling for a moment. We're going to do something that you may never have experienced before. It's a bit strange. You may end up coming into giving yourself a hug. Kind of depends on how comfortable this feels when you come down. So your alternative is to be trying to come round to sort of take hold of the back of your shoulder blades. So you're hugging in. What you can do with this is come forwards and lay yourself down with the arms coming out either side. So it kind of depends on ladies seeing how your assets feel. Letting the arms come out to the side, opening up through the back of the shoulders. May feel a little bit awkward, a little bit strange. If there's any sharp feelings, anything hot, you might have just caught a nerve, so come out straight away. And then take a breath in. Gradually just lift the weight up by lifting the upper body as you slide the hands in. And then cross them the other way. And take them out to the sides the other way. Breathe. Lovely feeling of deep breaths into the belly. Belly pressing against the mat here. Good, one more breath. And then breathing in, starting to lift the head, take the weight a little bit off the arms. Coming back through, and then just releasing the arms down the side of the body, resting on one cheek. Wriggle through the lower back, so wriggle through the buttocks. Good. And then raise a leg up. So a leg just a couple of inches off the mat. And release it down. Raise the other leg up. And release it down. And then both legs, if that feels okay for your lower back. Or keep working just one leg at a time. Good. Okay, and releasing back down. Wriggle out through the buttocks. So if any of you were in Mary's yin class on Wednesday, we did a beautiful shoulder release. We're going to just go into that now and just hold for a few breaths. We get an effect of releasing through the back of the shoulders. So we're down on our bellies. We're going to take the arms out to shoulder height. Both arms are out at shoulder height. You're then going to roll onto your side. Doesn't matter which way you go first. You can sort of have the knees a little bit bent. Good. So you're rolling, feeling that it's releasing a little bit into that back shoulder. Good. And then you might just try opening up through that top knee. You could have the leg outstretched, moving it back. So you're just simply taking a bit of weight further back. It might be that that foot stays on top, you're a bit of a butterfly opener. Or it might be that you want to straighten that leg out and take it back. So work into your edge here. What does that mean? It means finding a position. You can ease out a little bit if you feel you've gone too deep. You can take the weight a little bit further back if you want to work more strongly into that shoulder. Adjust so that you can breathe into it. When we hold these postures for a few breaths, sometimes it becomes less about the physical and more about the mental conversation. So observe the chatter. Can you keep yourself fully focused on the breath and the physicality? Can you observe what's going on in the mind but not get involved? Good. Take a breath in. Gently roll back onto your belly. And just release the arms by the side of the body for a moment. Bring the forehead in line and have a little wriggle, jiggle through the buttocks. Good. Just going to lift up through the upper body before we do the other side. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, peel the nose, the chin, the chest. Send the fingertips back towards the feet. Feet are staying anchored down, just working, lifting through the upper body. Strengthening into the lower back. Good. Take a breath in. Gently release down. Good. You're then going to roll to the other side. Arms have come out to shoulder height. You're going to roll over to the other side. You might want to bend the knees a little bit. And then experiment once more with that foot position. So maybe that leg comes out just to bring a bit of more weight into the shoulder. Maybe you're in a bit of a clam shape with the legs. Relax the side of the face, the head, the jaw. Breathe. You could come easily into your Ujjayi breath here. That soft breath from the back of the throat. Good. Just take a breath in, release the leg back round. Come back to be on your belly. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Gently begin to lift up. Send the bottom back. Just wag your tail gently from side to side. And then sink back onto your heels and release once more into Balasana. Good. Bring the arms forwards. We're coming up once more. We're going to start to come up towards standing. Come back to your all fours. Just a little bit more arm work to get up there. Send the feet back so that you're coming into your plank. We're going to Ashtanga it. So from your plank, everything's in a straight line. You've got that lovely feeling of pulling back through the belly button. Take a breath in. Draw the knees down. You've got 6 points in contact with the mat now. Toes, knees, and palms of the hands. We want 2 more, so we're going to let the elbows bend back as we bring the chin and the chest down. Take a breath here. As you breathe out, you're going to snake through into your soft curl. The toes under, lift it up into down facing dog. Good. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're coming forwards into plank. Good. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, the knees come down, the chin and the chest come down. You could full chaturanga it if you want to, or you could just come into your normal way that we go through into cobra from sun salutations. Toes under, down facing down. Good. Good. Once more. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're plank. Good. As you next breathe out, you might do your full lower, chaturanga, hover from the ground, and then swan, come through into your cobra. Set the toes on the downward facing dog. Well done. Good. And we're going to walk the hands to the feet, or the feet towards the hands. And we're going to slowly ragdoll up. So soften the knees. Gently allow yourself to unfold. Head is heavy, shoulders relax. Slowly, slowly coming up. Good. And having a little wriggle out, jiggle out. Bring an arm across, just give it a bit of a stretch. Just get a little break from the shoulder, arm strengthening work for a moment. Hallelujah, they cry. Good. And releasing to the other side. So we did have our supermoon. I think it was Wednesday to Thursday night, wasn't it? It was been quite bright all week because of beautiful clear skies. So we're going to do our full moon sequence. It's a circular sequence. And the bit that you can't see because your head is down is when we end up coming into a nice triangle. And then we bring that top arm round and we sort of pause for a moment in our pyramid. Then you take that down into a nice deep lunge. And then we move that round into a side lunge. Then we come across. We start to come out. So we then bring the feet so that we can have that back heel down on the mat. You then bring your hands together and you slowly unfold into your triangle once more. So that bottom hand often wants to rise up off the mat, which is exactly what it should do. And then you soften into that knee and we come back to our 5-point star. So that's the bit that you can't see, the rest we'll go through together. I think there's a cat wanting to get in. Nope, it's gone. Okay, good. So, there is a nice big energy release in this, which is our squat and our lion's breath. So you look at the tip of your nose, you let the tongue come out. That happens fairly early on in the process. Good. So at the center of your mat, you're going to breathe in, let the arms come up overhead. Breathing out, float over to one side. Breathe in back to center. Sway your palm tree over to the other side and back to center. So we're going for our big energy release. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, it's a good. Float that gently into your 5-point star. Energy from Manipura chakra out to the fingertips, down through the soles of the feet, and up through the crown of the head. Good. We're going to allow the right foot to point towards the short side of the mat, lift the heel up on the back foot. So we're in a position now where we can just gently roll over into our triangle. So let yourself glide down. Good. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, let that top hand come round and face forward. So you bring that back foot round a little bit. It's got a lot of pivoting in this series. Good. And then you're going to soften into that front knee. Let the back leg drop further back so you can lovely big lunge. Good. And then pivot round so both feet are facing the long side of the mat. You're in that deep runner's lunge. If it feels too much, come up. Don't be so low down. You can work at this height. And then we're going to transition across. Good. Pivot round so you're facing the short side of the mat once more. Nice deep runner's lunge. Good. Draw the back foot in so the heel can come down. Straighten that front leg. We're into pyramid pose once more. Hello, hamstring. Good. And then bring the palms of the hands together. Let let that bottom left hand just lift as you glide the right hand up and across to open into your triangle. Good. Soften into that front knee. Slowly bring yourself up into your 5-point star. Then we've got our energy release. Take a breath in. Good. Releasing out, step the feet together and come into that lovely swaying palm. And releasing down. Good, let's take it once more. So breathing in, lengthening up. Breathing out, swaying to the side. Back to center, big energy release. Take a breath in. Good. Ease it out into your 5-point star. Engage through your core. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. Take it the other way. So left foot is facing the short side of the mat. Peel around on that back foot. Good. Ready to go into triangle. Breath comes in. And we glide over on the out breath. Looking up at the top hand if that feels okay. Take a breath in. Let that top hand come round. Bring yourself so that both feet are facing the short side of the mat. Just pause for a moment in your pyramid pose. Good. Soften into that front knee. Back leg drops back so it's a nice deep lunge. And look round so you're in your sideways lunge. And then we start to come out. So we transfer the weight across. Good. Pivot around, looking towards the short side of the mat. Good. And then we're going to begin to draw that back foot in as we straighten the front leg into pyramid pose. Both hips are facing the short side of the mat and are square on. Good. Bring the hands together on the inside of the leg. Lift that right hand as much as it needs to go and slide the left up across the body and open all. Good. Take a breath in. Soften into that front right leg. Bring yourself up into your 5-point star. Ready for your energy release, take a breath in. Lovely. Step the feet together and sway into your palm tree. And release all the way down. Roll through the shoulders. Good. And take a forward fold now. Breathing in, bringing the hands up. As you breathe out, let the arms come out to the side. Lead with the chest. Bring yourself forwards and down. And maybe those hands can wrap around the back of the legs and you can just pull yourself into a nice tight hairpin. Soften the knees if the lower back is tight or if the hamstrings are really pulling, complaining, chatting to you. Good. Take a breath in. Release the hands out. Have a little sway from heel to heel. Good. And then you're going to paddle the hands forward. So you're going to walk the hands forward to come into your downward facing dog. Settle for a breath. Good. And then release down onto the knees. And the bottom comes back. The time now to work into an inversion. So it could be coming into your half candle or a shoulder balance. You might like to try your tripod, or you could work into your crow pose where you're letting the head lower and the heart lift. So I'll show you a little bit of the crow pose. We did it at the start of the week. You're in a nice deep squat. The hands are flat down on the floor. Your elbows don't go out too far. Your elbows might be into your leg crease or maybe up on the shins. And then it's a game. It's a head game, really. So you're just thinking about bringing the weight forwards, feeling the energy going through the arms. And that might be as far as you go. There is no need to take off, to actually bring this into a balance to get the benefits of the posture. So you could just be experimenting with that feeling. If it feels good, then you can start to experiment with bringing the feet off. So you could just lift a little bit, one set of toes. You might lift both sets together. Find that point of balance. Just experimenting, it becomes very strong very quickly. If you know the posture and you want to go into some of the variations, you could come into your side crow, where the legs bounce out to the side. You could have the option of straightening them out if you want to. Good. You might just be working into your candle, or your legs up the wall. You've got your wall spaces at home, releasing for a few breaths. So have a little settle into maybe a shoulder balance, maybe a candle, maybe playing with your crow balance. If you wanted to try your tripod, it's that feeling of bringing the head, the crown of the head down, elbows out to the side. You're lifting off your takeoff point. Now you're just having a little play. You could jump it up to your shoulder, your head down, or just stay with that sensation. Good. So thinking about starting to release now if you haven't already done so. If you were on the crown of the head, just simply roll gently back into Balasana. Very, very slow movements, resting on the forehead, keeping the spine aligned, the neck aligned. If you're working in your crow, then you will just be coming back again into Balasana. From your shoulder balances and your candle, drawing yourself up into your little ball shape. So knees onto the chest, coming into your full ejector. Good. And then releasing round. So if you're not on your back, if you're in Balasana, just releasing round so you can be lying on your back, having your blankets or your jumper or your socks, whatever you need for relaxation, close to hand. Bringing the knees to the chest, having a little hug in. Good. And then allowing the arms to come out to shoulder height, bringing the knees across to one side, turning to look the other way. And then breathing in back to center. So just dynamically releasing into final rotations. If you feel like holding for a couple of breaths on each side, by all means do so. And then gently easing back to center. Sending the legs away down the mat, arms easy out by the side of the body. chin tucked in. And then it's a very careful process of observation. It's very difficult just to land in Shavasana first time. It's much easier to wriggle through the shoulders, readjust the lower back, lengthen outwards more, maybe let the head loll out side to side, come to rest back in center. Whatever feels right for you. Make sure that the eyes are beautifully still in their sockets. Feel that the forehead is smooth. Allow the whole face to relax and release. Become aware of the breath. And just allow the out-breath to lead you further into your relaxation. So just notice on the out-breath whether you can release the shoulders a little further down onto the mat, so a little further away from the ears. On your next out-breath, just look to release into the buttocks, the lower back. It may require a little bit more adjustment. Each time you release out, the body might need to just ease, resettle. And on your next out breath, just allow the legs, the ankles, the feet to soften further. It's perfectly normal during relaxation. The thoughts, distractions to come in and take your awareness. Kind of what the mind does, it's the nature of the mind. So just observe if that happens each time, it happens several times. Just observe, patience, no need to get involved. And bring every ounce of your awareness back to following the gentle flow of your breath. And feeling the softening, releasing of the out breath. Time now to gently release from your relaxation, or stay a little longer if you're at home and you want to keep settled. Otherwise, drawing in some deeper breaths, some fresh energy coming into the being. And wriggling fingers, wiggling toes. Maybe having a nice big stretch and a yawn, releasing the jaw. When you feel ready, rolling onto your right side. Holding for a moment. And then carefully coming up to sitting. In India, they often say Namaste, which means I honour the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honour the place in you of love, of light, of peace, of truth. I honour the place in you where if you are in that place, and I am in that place, there is only one of us. Namaste.